cat on my lap.
Aww.
I'm eating food.
I just finished my dinner and my cats are out elsewhere. Alright, so when we last left off with you guys, you had traveled down the river after the dinosaur races, using your canoes, and eventually happened upon Fort... What's this fort's name again?
Generous? Or something like that?
Fort Righteous. And discovered that something bad had happened there. You went around, poked around the ruins of the camp. Didn't come up with too much, although you did find a dead body in the latrine. But what mostly drew your attention was the old ruin, not really ruin, sorry, the old shrine or whatever it is that the camp was built around. The man in crocodile. You guys proceeded through several traps, managing to get by. Some of you get seriously hurt, until finally one of you nearly died. But because of my home rule is that if you get down to a perfect 0, not a negative number that then bounces to 0 because of D&D 5th edition rules, you are not bleeding out. You're stabilized. You're simply unconscious on the floor. That's been a ruling of mine for homebrew for forever. Not homebrew, home game, home rule. Everyone has home rules. So your Goliath is currently just outside the range of the fire traps, and is laying unconscious. One arm kind of draped over the edge. Satana can currently see it. Devlin Spooks is coming up behind her. Dozel, you're standing alone in front of a door, which you just saw launch.
Mm-hmm. Go ahead, sorry.
That's okay. And I believe that is where we left off.
Mm-hmm.
There we go.
Can you remind me what had triggered the thunder wave?
And
I want to say I thought he attacked the door. He either touched it or attacked the door. Either way would have triggered the trap.
Okay. I'm gonna look at the door to see if there's a way to open it without triggering that trap again, because I didn't like making a Constitution save.
Okay. Roll me an investigation, please.
An 8.
Yeah, you see a couple of glowing lights, 4 altogether, but the door itself doesn't seem to have any sort of handle or latch or anything to open it.
Is there anything specific about the lights?
Well, there are 2 above you and 2 near the more closer to hand level. The 2 above you probably can't be reached unless somebody was like sitting on your shoulders or something like that. The Goliath maybe with the weapon. Let's see.
I know we're like towards the ceiling, right?
Yeah, the ceiling is 9 feet tall. The other set of glowing lights is closer to the ceiling.
Okay. The ones that are like eye level, can I like look at them to see if there's anything? Or that are
they're just 2 glowing squares, just like the 2 well above your head. So 4 glowing squares altogether. No distinguishing marks, nothing. Roll an intelligence check.
Do the lights like point anywhere?
Roll an intelligence check.
4.
No, they just seem to be shining in your face. Well, almost. They're kind of like shining at chest level, but...
Gotcha. Well, I'm going to stay here until somebody smarter than me comes up here and figures this out.
Devlin, Satana? And I take it that Arya is still out there with, little one.
Yeah, I figured after the noise she'd be starting to make her way over that way.
Okay.
So she kind of leaves little one with our guide Iku, and she's just
Mhm.
and goes and starts heading over there to see what's going on. Arya, what are you doing, babe?
Dear me, Santana. What do you think we should go check out our big friend over there? The one whose arm is hanging off the ledge?
She raises an eyebrow, looks over, and she gets a weird look and kind of nods.
Okay, so is there a way for both me and Santana to stand on the ledge without going into fire squares?
Yeah, you can climb up one after another and just spread out, so that you don't touch the floor with the with the scythe trap, and be able to look over the ledge and see the pretty much where Thunk's arm is and where Thunk's body is kind of laying at the moment.
Okay, so I'm gonna be right there, possibly, if that's.
Santana, you're standing on the things. We could say you're both on the ledge right now.
Yeah, that's why I moved it to right there. Is the best I can do.
Yeah.
I'm not actually on the bottom. We're on the ledge right there.
Yeah.
Huh. That doesn't look too good.
Yeah, he's currently covered in burns, but he is breathing. You can roll a medicine check for more detailed analysis.
Where's my character sheet? Flat roll. It's the first roll of the night. He looks very burned.
Yeah, Satana, you realize that Thunk will be okay for now. He's badly. I mean, he is badly hurt, yes, but his condition is not worsening. It seems to be stable. He's breathing.
How is he laying on the floor? Is it lengthwise covering
He's laying on the upper ledge, just in front of the squares, and basically his head reaches over to where Santana is, and his feet are over where you are, Devlin, and his one arm is just dangling over the ledge where the two of you are, kind of almost interspersed between the two of you.
Okay, so is there a way that I can climb up onto that ledge and stand between his legs or on top of his legs?
You could probably do that. Yeah, there's enough room up there.
Okay, I will do that. I'll stay where my character token is at right now.
Okay.
Possibly we could probably try to pull him off.
I think it'd be Devlin's idea is possibly to push him over the edge towards you, Santana, if that's possible. Give a little extra, leverage instead of just trying to pull from his arm.
Okay,
remember, he is
Santana
a big
don't
boy.
speak.
Arya, as you come into the temple, you can look across and you can see this happening where Devlin is currently you can't quite see Devlin, but you see Santana standing there on a ledge, and you see an arm that looks like it's been badly burnt, hanging over the edge.
Is everyone all right?
Big guy looks like he's knocked out.
Satanta turns around to Arya and does the flame sign, and then thumbs up to, kind of pointing towards Thunk, and kind of gives the little so hand sign.
So it looks like Santana got a 20 athletics to push him off. To pull him down, and I'm doing a 12 strength to push him off the ledge.
All right. Yeah, it's working together. You maneuver the big guy down safely so that he neither crushes you as he comes down, nor does he gain any further injury, which would send him into death saving throws.
Yeah, like I said, I think it was my thought instead of just us both pulling him down, because remember he's a big boy. That is
Yep,
definitely
and there's the potential of hurting you and getting him hurt. Yeah.
So then, okay, so after that, I stay on the ledge and go. I'll look over toward Dozel. I can see him, right?
Not exactly. There's another big ledge over here, and Dozel's currently standing in front of the door. You can actually, you can just kind of make out the back of his head. You can't make out anything else about him.
Oh wait, Dozel, how'd you get over there? Shouts Devlin Spooks.
Part of Devlin Spooks'
looks
background
down
is
to
currently
see if-
blending in with the rest of the thing here because of the. Look at that! I mean, look at that! The tile pattern. The tile pattern in your picture.
Also, pretty much just checks to see if the path is still safe to like walk on.
The
Like the
path.
tiles still lit up.
The tiles were lit up at the bottom of the very bottom of the door, showing which Devlin can't see from where he's at, but you can see Dozel. So it's very easy for you just to tell him which what the sequence is, in order to get him over here. However, he would have a very hard time trying to climb up that ledge by himself. He's not tall enough.
Okay. Grappling hook.
So, he's got a grappling hook? Got it. I'll say that you can get up there with the grappling hook.
I also have a long arm that he can just jump up to, and I'll pull him up.
All right.
Grappling hook and rope still.
Excellent. So yeah, Dozel.
I just don't have a ladder. That's the only thing I do not have.
All right, so I'm just kind of heading over there, going across the ledge, and I remember when I saw Dozel doing this last night, would I remember where he burnt the traps, since I was kind of keeping an eye out for him?
Yeah, it looks like it's like right here and here. It looks like this side of the corridor.
Okay. I kind of looked to Thunky and looked to Santana like, should I heal him now, or should we wait in case anyone else needs it?
I say wait, because he already almost blew me off the ledge too.
Yeah, so then, let's just wait 8:40. That's when we're gonna heal him.
So then, Dozel, I look at the door also. Like, what do you think takes to open this door?
I have not a clue, but maybe you should look too. Try to figure it out.
Roll an investigation check for me, Devlin.
Can I help him?
+2.
Yes, you may give him the help action.
Wait.
Which means you get to do a second roll, Devlin.
8.
You got help action, which means it's advantage, so you get to roll again.
No, that did not show. Let's try this.
My God. The great Devlin spooks could not make heads or tails of what this of what these four lights mean.
So, did he touch one and just fly off?
He tried to push the door. And the door pushed him back.
Oof. Good thing I didn't call that Satanta was investigating.
So then, let's see. In my pack. Okay. So from the ground, from the other ledge, we could not see the door. If we go down one ledge.
Satana cannot see cannot see what the door, cannot see the pattern from even if she was standing up on the top there. The very bottom of the door cannot be seen. Devlin, Dozel, you're the only one who can see the pattern at the bottom and the four lights.
Oh, can I investigate the pattern?
You.
The pattern?
Sure.
Let's see.
But you told me it was a plain door. You didn't say there was a pattern.
It's the same pattern that Dozel relayed off to you, so that you could safely pass this area over here.
Oh.
It's basically something that could not be seen from down there, that can only be seen by either somebody standing on somebody else's shoulders or somebody up here.
Do you think if we went down on the bottom ledge, you could throw something at one of the lights and see what happens?
If you're down at the bottom, you wouldn't be able to see the lights anymore.
Okay. What pattern is the lights, or what do the lights look like?
No. There are 4 lights, and then there's like a lighted pattern at the bottom of the door. The bottom of the door itself is not the same as the 4 square lights. Sorry, I didn't mean to make that unclear. There are 4 lights, 2 up near the ceiling and 2 at about chest level. And then there's like 4 lights at the very bottom. There's 4 glyphs at the very bottom of the door, each with a different pattern on them that corresponded to corresponded to what you needed to know in order to cross the room.
See, I wasn't
I'm
given
saying
that
the
before.
lights. I'm saying the lights on the door and up above. Are there any pattern to them? Are they different colors?
There are 2, but they all look identical. There are 2 above and 2 at chest level, and they look like the same distance apart from each other. And you already rolled too low on your investigation checks for me to give you any further details about this.
Yeah, I know. Okay, is there a way that I can stand against the wall and possibly throw something at the light?
You can certainly try.
Cautious?
Really?
It doesn't mean that you won't be in the path of a spell. This letting you know as a GM that that it's not like one of the traps down below. You didn't actually see it go off. Dozel, you did. And you were caught in the blast too, but you managed to stay put and not get thrown back into the flaming fall. It basically affected everything that was up there.
Okay, so then, Dozel, you said when he touched the door is when something happened?
Yes. He flew back.
Are the
I
lights
was able
on the
to hold
door?
my ground.
Yeah, they're 2 above and 2 at chest level.
So they're on the door.
So my question is, are the lights like, for example, a light bulb and then like it's shining light, or is it like a hole through the door? It's
like a glowing. It's like a glowing pattern in a screen sort of thing.
Gotcha. All right. So and you said there's a pattern below the door, right?
Yeah, and that was the one that you used to cross the fire floor safely.
Yep.
The pattern tells us how to cross the room.
Yeah. Man, crocodile, man on crocodile, crocodile on man.
Yep.
I want to touch a light. I don't know what's going to happen.
I do not want to be up here if you're going to touch a light.
Let's see.
Dozel, roll me an intelligence check.
Because that got 2 at chest height, 2 up top.
As you're like watching him contemplate, it occurs to you that even if you were to slide down off this wall and you know go down next to that floor, if he were to be thrown back and hit the floor and set off all the fire things, you would still be hit by the fire things too if you were down there.
Yeah, I'm aware.
So you basically have to be where Santana and Thunk are right now, not to be harmed by fire if anybody was to land on the fire trap after being blown away from the door.
Yeah. Is there a way to disable that fire trap?
If there is a mechanism for disabling it, you would have to probably be down there on the ground on that level again in order to investigate it.
Gotcha.
I've got nothing.
Because I feel like I've seen the fire to be set off enough to like see where it's actually coming out of.
Because inspect the door, inspect the glyphs. Okay.
I'm gonna go off of that earlier investigation check actually on that one because I'm using that actually as an intelligence, not an investigation check. This is a way of remembering and figuring something out that you as a player may not have figured out, but you as a character, I'm rolling that you as a character did. That when you were down on that fire floor, it wasn't coming out of anywhere. It was being produced by the floor. It's a magical trap.
We need a wizard.
Swell. I mean, a wizard at our level can't do anything. Just saying.
Identify.
That's not going to help.
Okay, I got nothing for that one. Well, it looks like at this time we're not able to get past this door. I say. Wait a minute. No, it's level 3. They get second level spells. Never mind. I say we should get back down to the group and rest for the night, possibly.
This is still morning.
Is it?
Yeah.
Yep.
Or day.
Yep, it's.
Remember, we got
we just
up
arrived
to
here.
this point.
Yeah, it's fairly early in the day on Renewal 20.
Yeah.
Okay, I thought. Sorry. After that, a week off, and I was like, I thought it was later in the day. That was my fault.
It happens.
I say that we should go back down and let our big guy Thunk rest back up, and then continue on with our mission. I've got no way to. I don't know how to cross this door.
Would it be possible if I could ask Iku if she might know anything about it?
You're gonna have to leave this particular.
I'd ask Arya to get Iku.
So you call that down to Arya? She'd like you to know.
Yep.
All right. One moment. So I go run over to Iku and like, Dazzle wants to ask you a question.
And what question is that, child?
One moment. I run back over here like, what question do you want to ask Iku?
Well, more like I would like for her to see what she thinks about this trap. For being a guy.
Okay. I run back to Iku. Like, it's not so much he wants to ask a question. It's more he wants your opinion on a magical trap.
Oh, all right. And she will follow you in.
All right, let's go in. I
Roll
point to
perception check, Arya.
He did. Huh?
Roll a quick perception check for me, please, Arya.
All right. Perception. Where's that?
All right. As Iku begins to enter, and you start entering in behind her, you see movement out of the corner of your eye. Somewhere in between these tents over here.
These tents?
Over in this direction of the tents. Nearby where you found Little One.
Mm-hmm.
There's some kind of movement that you saw out of the corner of your eye.
Devlin's getting down and heading back over to here, at least. I'm getting down, and I got no use for this trap.
And Ari's like, Ari called out like, there's movement in the tents. I'm gonna go keep an eye on Little One.
I'll step out to over here, like.
It's not much. She yells at. She kind of gasps and says, "Little One," and she runs back to go to Little One.
Okay.
I'll keep a lookout from this stone.
What is it you wish me to find in here?
There's a door up at the top.
Oh.
You'll see our big friend Espasos, and I tell her how to get up there.
And do you tell her anything about the door, or just that there's a door up there?
I would tell her that the door
I'll tell her about the lights.
Well, she can't hear you from there,
apparently-
Dozel. Only Devlin. She can only hear Devlin from where she's at.
I'll tell her that our big guy apparently he touched the door and he flew off from something. I don't know what. That's pretty much all I know. Is that there's a door. There's lights on the door. Here's the doors.
Lights? What do they look like?
Lights.
She just kind of stares at you for a moment. All right.
Lights.
And she starts making it across the ledge.
Hey, I didn't see anything special about the lights, so that's all I can do.
What I have made
The
it
lights
safe.
are the same color, right?
Yeah, they're all the same color. They're all the same shape. All
she's
same
not
size.
Standing there. She's not standing there.
I was just using that so that I could see you guys as I was.
Oh, okay. I was like, our guide can't die.
No, that's on the ledge. And the guide pretty much is the guide's HP is I think equal to all of your HP combined.
Hey,
And
we don't know this though.
guy.
I know you guys
Weird.
don't know that. I'm just
Weird.
reassuring you out of character.
Yeah, and I told the guide how to get past the floor. Also.
And she basically smiles at you as you yelled at to her, and she says, "That would be quite obvious to me, dear. Don't worry about it." And she crosses the floor, and Dozel, I assume that you're helping her up?
I mean, up to here?
Yes.
Yeah.
And as
That's
she's
all
doing
perfect.
all that, Arya and Devlin, what are you guys doing outside?
Would I have made it safely over to little one or
Yes.
not yet?
The little
Or
one scanning around and looks over at you and
I
nudges you.
I kind of
Okay.
I'm placing a reassuring hand on little one, like
Devlin is standing at the feet right there with
Okay.
his bow out. Look, because he heard to be a watch out for Arya.
Okay.
I'll put out that.
Okay. Roll perception check for me, Devlin.
I am proficient in that. But D&D Beyond does not want me to be proficient in that.
Alright. So, meanwhile, Iku makes it up there and looks at Dozel. So, you needed help with this trap?
Yes, it seems to produce us.
She looks at the placement of the lights and just shakes her head. Did none of you listen to my story?
We did. That's how we
Well,
got
why
it.
not?
Then how did you not figure out how to do this?
Because my intelligence rolls are freaking shit.
She smiles at you and pats you on your cheek. Help me up, dear. I'll sit on your shoulders.
I help her up.
Now, when I touch the ones up here, you touch the ones in front of you. All right? All at the same time.
Okay. All right.
And as you do this, the door slides open. See,
So
man
touching
and
all the lights
crocodile
at the same
has
time.
have to be riding on each other, dear.
Makes sense.
Hey, Devlin wanted to touch the lights, but
Yeah, you would have blew yourself up, and me too.
I wonder I mean, this is the second time I've run this game, and I think this exact same sort of thing happened the last time too. I don't think anybody in that party got it. It's like, what? It's like
Hey, I'm not a dumb person, but I'm just not.
I know that, but I'm
No,
saying is
no,
the other part. Neither is the other party that did this with me, and yet at the same thing happened. So
we're not
it's
dumb persons. We're a dumb D&D party.
see that's very different.
I'm wise, not Aria's wise, not smart.
It doesn't matter. It's always funny when things like this happen. All right, so the door opens and you see in front of you a 40-foot high, 20-foot wide chamber, dusty and littered with dinosaur bones. You see webs stretching from the walls all the way to the 30-foot central pillar that's coiled with coiled by a narrow staircase. And it's just covered in dust. Carved in the pillar are reliefs of a man carrying a crocodile. The reliefs follow the stairs to the top of the pillar, on top of which sits a large, beautiful ceramic jug.
A ceramic jug.
Iku continues to sit on your shoulders. Well, it looks like we should continue this way.
Alright. I will gently take her off of my shoulders and set her down.
No. She stops you from putting her down. Look around you. All the reliefs, they show one on top of another, which means that I should continue to ride on your shoulders, as if I am the crocodile and you are the man.
Alrighty then. Looking at where the stairs are and where the chalice is, does it look like she can actually reach the?
It's a
The
30.
jug.
It's a 30-foot thing, and if you guys climb it up carefully, you should be able to reach it.
Gotcha. All right. Well, I'll be your legs.
All right.
Just tell me where to go.
So roll a dexterity saving throw. We're gonna. The DC isn't very high, but we have to roll this in order to see if you stay together or not. No. I'm not worrying about your token at the moment. I'm just thinking about if you're actually climb. Yeah, sorry.
I got you.
Yeah, I mean, the tokens are... I mean, on some of these maps, they're so squeezed together that pretty much the only use the tokens are for is to say general area of where you're at, instead of saying, I'm exactly here, or if you need to go into battle, you're here in this location, and instead of, figuring it out later, So I know that you're currently heading up those steps, you said.
Yep.
And the two of you, it seems a little tricky at first, but you managed to hang on to Iku, and Iku just seems to be quite adept at riding on someone else's shoulders. You guys together, the two of you together, without triggering anything, assuming that there were traps here to begin with, managed to make it all the way to the top. We find a rather unusual-looking jug. It seems to have several little plugs in the side of it. Now she reaches out to pick it up. It makes a sloshing noise.
I think. Would I happen to know what that is?
Make an Arcana check. You're pretty sure this is an alchemy jug. It does have some interesting ruins also carved into it as you're carrying it down that also look like the man and crocodile stuff that you've been seeing around this shrine. Now we need to make another dexterity saving throw, but this time at disadvantage.
Of course.
Ooh, that's not good. Disadvantage. Ooh. So this time, with Riku holding the jug in her hands, the two of you go spilling off of the side of the stairs. You hear this crackling noise as, after she falls, a lightning bolt comes striking down right where you would have been if you'd not fallen. You're going to fall 20 feet, so the two of you will take, thankfully, far less than if that lightning bolt had hit you, 5 points of damage.
Jeez.
Now for the outside team. Devlin, Arya, roll perception checks.
All right. Rolling perception.
20.
The two of you peer to the north, and in between some of the tents, staring out towards you, but suddenly trying to back up again, is a small masked figure. In fact, you see two different ones, because Devlin, you're seeing one over here, and Arya, you're seeing one over here ducking into the brush. What do you guys do?
Would I recognize them as goblins, or are they just small and masked?
You're used to goblins, yes?
Yeah, two of my siblings are goblins.
All right, then you would definitely know them. They're a different color from what you're probably used to. In most of the lands of both the majority of Meeg and the majority of Eberus, the goblins tend to be green skinned. The ones here have a more yellow orange skin, which is more common in both the Cholts, the islands of Azure Gulf, and also known to frequent the Underdark. So yes, you would definitely recognize these as goblins. So yes, you would definitely recognize these things as goblins.
Sorry, you cut off in the middle of that, but so they're yellow skinned goblins. So I immediately
like
call
yellow,
out goblin,
orangey skin. Yeah,
I immediately call out in goblins like, "Hello, how are y'all?"
Completely taken aback by this, the one goblin who is in between the tents kind of falls over. And you do hear more stirring in the brush.
I would like to hide behind the foot.
Okay, stealth.
While he's hiding, I'm kind of walking over, over the tent, over towards them, trying not to show that I'm a threat, but just getting closer so I can see them.
The goblin is dressed in simple clothing, some kind of reptile or lizard, or probably most likely dinosaur scale, dinosaur skin as leather, and a few feathers tied around the belt. It's holding a spear, and it's kind of like staring at you and saying, "You speak goblin?"
I'm on
Yeah.
lookout duty.
I said, yes. My older brother and sister are goblins.
Big for goblin.
No. They're your size. They're just older than me.
Apparently, they're using this picture for goblins, even though this isn't the Chult version of goblins.
Yeah.
Well, like I said, I'm on lookout, so I'm gonna be watching the best I can. Not exactly hiding myself.
The goblin just kind of continues to watch, then gestures its spear towards the shrine. You go in?
I go in? It's like, well, I went there. Most of my friends are in there. I decided to come out because it's really not my speed. Or that I'm not interested in there. Like I kind of go my like, I like nature better.
Chief wanted treasure from in there.
Treasure? I'm not sure if there's treasure. There's a whole lot of traps.
Yes. Chief said if people go in there to wait, take treasure when come out.
How about I go in there and ask them if they have any treasure? I hope they have something they can share. I don't have a whole lot myself.
Give treasure?
We'll see. I think I can convince them. How about I go ask?
The goblin leans on its spear and watches you, waiting.
Alright, so I go in and I kind of pass. Do I see Devlin as he's hiding? Or should I make another perception
check?
What's your passive?
Yeah, what is your passive, actually? Your passive is 15. Yeah, you spot Devlin on the corner guy.
Yeah.
And I kind of mutter him like, do we happen to have any treasure here? Any gold pieces we can all pull in together?
Devlin shrugs his shoulders. Pats his pockets.
All right.
At this point,
you know the ones who, the guy who pats his pockets like, I don't have nothing, even though he definitely does. Even though Knowing him, he definitely does have something.
All right, so I go further in, and I, cross it against Satana, and I tell like, hey, so there's some goblins out there looking to ambush anyone who has treasures. I'm thinking we could give them some gold, or maybe something light and shiny here. Do y'all have any gold to give him?
At this point, Iku and Dozel are coming coming back down. Iku is holding what looks to be a strange jug. There are goblins out there?
Yeah, they're looking to, get treasure. They're too sad to wait till humans came in, And I was thinking maybe if we have some gold coins, we could give them to, so they won't hurt us. Maybe?
Absolutely not.
I'm still watching them.
Wait.
Satanta just tilts her head
that we
and
just went through. Yeah, after everything we just went through, they can find their own treasure or risk their own lives to get it themselves.
I kind of look at them and I'm like, okay. And I go back out and I take 10 of my own coins out. Huh?
Oh, never mind.
No. If you're saying
ahead.
something about she's leaving. Well, I was going to
No.
use 10 of my own coins trying
I was
to,
gonna
prevent.
say, don't give them anything.
Don't feed the goblins?
Or
Don't
like
feed the
homeless on the
goblins.
street. Or like the pigeons or seagulls on the pier.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, never feed the seagulls on the pier. They will attack you.
Or the geese.
Oh yeah, geese are even worse.
Any birds.
We all
Any
stay
birds.
far away from geese.
Yeah, anybody with proper sense knows not to feed geese.
Yeah.
Geese are ordinary. Ugh. Words are failing me. Are very angry little creatures that will attack things much bigger than themselves.
Mm-hmm.
Facts.
All right, so with everyone's denial, I go back out there and I go back out to the goblins. Because nobody said they found any treasure. I'm like, I'm sorry, we haven't quite found any treasure, but...
Roll persuasion.
All right,
or actually deception, since you actually know that's not true.
Do I?
You saw them with a jug that they didn't have before.
Okay. But it's a ceramic jug. Would I recognize that as treasure or no? If nobody says, hey, area, this is treasure.
The one goblin with the spear that you were talking to seems to be lowering it a bit and looking around. No found treasure?
No found treasure.
Weird
and
big
our friend
sister?
Is very...
you goblin, far away, big.
Yeah. I kind of go with it. Like, I can't convince him that a little goblin is my older sister.
Big goblin.
Like,
pointing at you.
Yeah. I'm real sorry about the treasure.
Chief will not be happy. Best go before Chief decides treasure on you.
Thank you so much. It's like, can I use Goodberry? How many goblins are there?
At the moment, you see 5 of them.
Alrighty. I would like to cast Goodberry. Creates about 5. Good berries.
All right.
I cast good berries and I offer them to the goblins. Like, I'm sorry for you wasted your time. Here, a gift from the earth. It will help you. It will.
And you hear all them all mumbling in goblin saying, "Big big faraway sister, give food." They seem to be pleased by this.
All right. I kind of like, bye. Give them food. Beautiful. All right. Like, it only lasts a day, so eat it now or when you get home.
What do the rest of you do?
I'm gonna put the jug in the bag.
Pick up after my daughter who made a mess in the bathroom.
Oh dear.
Okay, so who knows inside the next room?
Well, EQ and Dizzle just left it.
Oh, by the way, was there anything else inside the room?
No, it's just the
besides
bones and the
almost
jug.
being struck by lightning?
And apparently a lot of traps, all for an alchemy jug.
The fuck. All right. Cool. Well, that takes care of one of the things that we may have an issue for. So, I will then just start making my way out.
Does he know it's an alchemy jug or Iku?
Yes, I do know.
Yeah, he does. He rolled high enough on his Arcana check.
All right, just want to make sure. I'm sorry. Like I said, I'm dealing with issues and making my daughter pick up things.
I'm
Okay, that
also
was
going
supposed to have been a strength check.
What did you want to check?
Strength check because I
You
have
got.
a
That's right. You guys need to find
large
some way.
Goliath that's unconscious.
And there's a tiny ledge. You won't be able to get him across the ledge unconscious.
On my way, I lay hands for 2 hit points.
Okay.
So when he comes back, we kind of left him alone to kind of sleep it off then.
Well, it looks like the goblins they have suggested that you leave as soon as possible, because their chief might not believe that you didn't get the treasure.
Okay. Yeah.
So
I relayed that back to the party, by the way. If they didn't hear it.
Don't worry, Devlin does not know anything about any treasure.
You definitely don't.
So I'll go back in the temple so I can help carry Thunk because of my powerful build.
Thunk was given 2 hit points, so he was able to groggily, steer his way out of there. He's like half asleep, but you managed to walk him out of the traps, especially with Santana's help and her strength.
We lured him with food.
Used healing hands on him.
Yeah.
As well.
How much for the healing hands? How much HP does he get back?
2 HP.
Oh, I already did that then.
Well, he gets a total of 4 then.
Okay, so he gets 2 more. Got it.
Okay, so I don't need to worry about trying to lift him over the ledge then.
Correct, but you did help with that strength tech. You did help keep him from falling in when he was groggily still wandering out. Because he's not quite. He's like only like half awake. He's still dazed from the damage he took.
So while they're all, are we getting the boats ready to then?
Yeah, and as you look around, you notice that Orion is no longer there.
Who is?
All right, so I'm gonna go over to Little One, and I'm gonna cast Speak with Animals, so I can explain, that we gotta go now, and I'm sorry, and asking Little One if he wanted to come with us or if he wanted to stay and look for his parents.
The axe beak nuzzles against you.
Done.
Right, finally, comes
literally
to.
Just woke up.
Yeah, you literally just woke up, groggily wandered out of the out of the shrine, and are now finding yourself basically more awake towards the boats.
You're the only one alive from the original party. Everyone else died. We're using the same character tokens because it's easier.
Yeah. Since I did cast Speak with Animals, I did it as a spell, not a.
Okay.
Does he say anything like little?
Can I come with you?
Yes, you can. It will probably get dangerous, but I will try to keep you safe. All right.
The axe beak
Kind of.
nuzzles against you, like nuzzling into your side, under an arm.
Can I pick up the axe beak?
The axe beak, despite being young, is potentially still too big to be picked up easily.
How big is big? I have powerful build.
Oh, that's a good point. Yeah, that's right. With powerful build, you could probably lift up the large but light bird.
Yep. I pick up the axe beak and I'm holding it to me, like you would with a chicken.
Yeah, it's got like the head that basically looks bigger than you, but much, much lighter.
I am absolutely delighted that Aria is having the biggest grin y'all have ever seen on her. She's holding this axe beak baby.
Although the grin is kind of blocked by the body of the axe beak.
I'm also gonna level 1 cure wounds myself.
All right.
That sucks. But actually, that's what I needed.
And you guys, as you guys leave Camp Righteous, everyone's still alive, successfully retrieving the alchemy jug. You are now up a level.
Yay!
Oh, yay. So I didn't need
Can
the
we
cure wounds after all.
Can we go ahead and level up now, or do we have to wait?
You can go ahead and level up now.
Yay! I go level. Excuse me.
Alright, I'm gonna roll me a d10.
I'm just updating on that beyond.
Like I'm taking 6 HP.
I don't think I
My
get
rolls are
anything
shit today.
Okay, so I get one more spell.
Oh shit! I get to pick my class, my subclass.
Yeah, me too.
Oh no, I can't take the monastic training that I was wanting to choose.
Are you here on Roll20, or are you in D&D Beyond?
D&D Beyond.
Okay. Because I'm just literally thinking, did I remember to add the compendium, my Roll20 compendiums to this particular game? Because I know some of them you can't find unless you have the right compendium. And I can check on that after session.
Yeah, because I was wanting to do the, what was it, Way of the Shadow or something like that.
Way of the Shed. Why do you want to build a
Way
shed?
of the Shadow. Good one.
Shadow.
Well, that's a fun one.
Mm-hmm.
What, Way of the Shed?
And
You're going to build a shed?
Shadow.
Yes, he is.
Okay, so mark it up.
Quick question. What CR
Yep.
is an axe beak?
What?
What CR is an axe beak?
Probably.
I guess I don't understand what you're saying. My head might be fuzzed up.
CR, like
Oh, it's in the companions. Check your companion sheet.
So
I gave you their sheet a while ago.
Okay, I don't think. Oh, there it is. I finally checked.
Axe beaks are so fun to play with.
Make you think ostrich, only more dangerous.
So I could. Yes, I could wild shape into one. You can't see the grin, but I am grinning.
A druid's dream.
Yes.
Drive me fucking nuts.
What, druid?
Lots of axe beaks.
Ah.
I actually got to think about this now because
it's just flocking nuts.
Let's see.
Finally, someone laughed.
I mean, like, I did just get us out of a fight with a bunch of goblins, so you're welcome.
I was willing to kill the goblins. I have
What's
no
the
problem
rule?
with it.
I mean, like, Aria's actually a really fun character for this campaign because, like, yes, her adoptive siblings are 2 goblins. Their names are Sarah and Jareth.
That's fun.
Yeah, I think you mentioned this before. So remember, I think we had a discussion about Labyrinth earlier.
Yeah, I might bring in one of them later, if for my backup character, if Aria dies.
Avenging their sister!
Finding their sister because, they left, so they don't know what happened to her.
Yeah. But if Arya dies, it's ultimately avenging their sister! Let me know when you guys are done leveling.
I'm done.
That's gonna
Hey, Grizz,
suck.
do you have any of
Because
the...
I get to pick my circle at level 2, so.
Nice. Run, what'd you ask?
I was going to ask, do you have any of the books for Beyond?
I do.
For D&D Beyond, no, sadly. I have I bought a subscription, but it was mainly for letting me create as many characters as I wanted. As I discovered after a while, that's money well spent.
Gotcha, I do the same.
Yeah, because Roll20 is great, but not great for making random characters. You don't know when you're going to be playing because you can't really do anything with them in the vault, and there's multiple sheets, and so it gets kind of messy with Roll20 trying to make characters in Roll20 when it's like you don't have a set game for them. Whereas you can easily do that for D&D Beyond, and then just update the stats based on what the GM wants, like saying, "Oh yeah, roll stats here," or "Use this array," or "It's going to be point buy," because you never know when it comes to different GMs.
Try it again. I just enabled all my content that I have.
Oh, sweet.
It's not all the books, but I wish it was.
Yeah, since I already own all the physical books except for Acquisitions Incorporated, and have various books bought for Roll20, I didn't want to buy them yet again for D&D Beyond.
I have Acquisitions Incorporated.
Yeah, that's the only one I don't own at this point. I have all the other official books.
Yes.
Just not Acquisitions.
I'm really looking forward to the next book that's coming out, Tasha's Cauldron.
Ooh. I was thinking Rhyme of the Frost Maiden, but yeah, Tasha's one does sound really cool.
That one changes your mechanics of how you build a character.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to see what that'll do. What kind of options?
Briefly, what they're saying is that you pick your race, let's say human, and then you can kind of tailor from all the racial abilities and everything like that on how to make it.
I think in some ways it's maybe pulling in the book. There's a book on humans with racial adaptations, like part human, part dwarf, part elf, that sort of thing. And it sounds to me like hearing that sort of racial options will be included in this book. One of the third-party guides.
I just use humans as an example because I'm playing a human, so it's easier to say. Let's say humans, and this is what they're doing.
Yeah, and this will be wonderful for me because I've actually got one world that I'm working on that does have this sort of thing. Like there's certain races that exist that, like, a small segment of the population has gills, for example, and has a water affinity because of something that happened many thousands of years ago, and that a version of this with tiefling blood is then referred to as this race, but it's technically still part of the racial background that goes with this race over here, but they just happen to be a tiefling version of that race. Whereas, tieflings are normally looked at as being, human demon sort of thing.
Okay, so to let you know, since the one I wanted is not available anymore, they're only doing a short promotional for it, and they didn't make one book available. Or they don't have the book at all. I am now a phantom rogue.
Sweet.
It is UA. So then,
one of the
features. Yeah.
Can you send me the link for the UA link for that? And I'll be right back. I figure that while you guys are finishing your character sheets, I'm gonna go get my laundry out from the dryer so it doesn't get all wrinkled.
I'm not
Okay.
even sure which wolf I
Onto
should
D&D
pick.
Beyond, it's where
Okay.
my
Also, I've spoken to Ash, and they're going to have to drop this game.
so
They got a lot of stuff going on in real life.
but one of the so here when I finish a long rest, I can gain 1 skill or 2 proficiency of my choice. That changes each long rest if I choose to do that.
Oh, nice.
And then Wails from the Grave. Immediately after I deal my sneak attack damage to a creature, on my turn, I can target a second creature within 30 feet of me, of that creature, and roll a 1d6, and it takes psychic damage. So essentially, half of my rogue, my sneak attack damage rounded down, he will take.
Nice. Now you see me.
Yeah.
Now you don't.
It's on Beyond. It's Phantom. Many rogues walk a fine line between life and death, risking their own lives and taking the lives of others while venturing on that line. Because I was gonna think masterminds.
Laundry basket, please.
It's just like, do I want to be a full manipulator in this game?
And I'm back. Sorry about that. I just figured out while everyone was working on their character sheets that now would be the best time to get my laundry so I don't accidentally forget it until tomorrow morning, at which point it's hopelessly wrinkled.
Alright, well, snatch a token from the departmental silver.
Oops. So you said Phantom, yes?
Yeah, it's right there. It's in.
Whispers from the dead, echoes from those who've died begin to cling to you. Whenever you finish a short rest, you can gain 1. You might want to rethink that, considering this is Team of Annihilation. You're not going to be able to use that skill. Because everything, pretty much all of the echoes are being sucked away at the moment. This is like the last module you want to use the Phantom, the Phantom one for, because that's basically all the skills are completely useless. I know that I know that's a bit of out of character knowledge metagaming, but I don't want you to be clinging to that and suddenly playing a completely useless class feature, especially one that you're excited about since it's UA.
Question: would you consider psionic abilities as magical?
No, actually, they're not magical, so they're not subject to dispel or other magical restriction things. They're actually something a bit different.
It's in Beyond, not Beyond. It's in Discord. I'm thinking.
All right.
Because I'm trying to stay away from Arcane Trickster, because I know it'd be so easy for me just
I
to
like
get
Arcane
with that with him.
Yeah. Okay, I gotta
I'm trying to stay away from magic in general.
But yeah, I consider psionics its own thing. So, the soul knife. All right. Yeah, that's what I was thinking when I was looking at that. Yeah. But yeah, I do not consider psionic talent to be the same thing as magical talent. I don't know if other GMs, homebrew it and say, yeah, it's magic. To me, no, it's not. But it cuts both ways. You can't use dispel magic or like counterspell sort of stuff on psionic abilities. Like, so if another enemy has psionic abilities, you can't do anything about that with such abilities in themselves. At the same time, it's useful for, let's say you're fighting against a beholder, and suddenly caught in their cone of the anti-magic, psionic ability would still function. So
yeah, psionics is psychic abilities,
yeah,
such as telekinetics.
Yeah, exactly.
I know, and then they also group it into with a wizard.
And I don't. I know that there are magics that function a lot like psionics, but they're not the same thing.
So then that's why I asked.
Yeah.
Because I want to try and stay away from magical abilities as much as I can.
So soul knife does sound like more your speed then. It's psionic. It's not magic.
So, when your non-psionic training fails you can tap into your psionic power to help you. Holy shit.
I wish I'd seen Soul Knife earlier. I have a character, actually Grishdrop, in fact, for my earlier in the Saturday game. She's an NPC, but I kept going, okay, there's no psychic thing at the time that I was writing her available for 5th edition. So I said, okay, I'm going to homebrew some of her psychic abilities, and then I'm just going to make her an arcane trickster for, leveling purposes. Because she's sort of learning some magic. But Soul Knife would have worked so much better.
Yeah.
I have an interesting end.
I said, with Devil and Spooks, he is away from magic, so that's what I'm thinking.
Yeah, he's a spoon bender.
Ooh. I wish we were in person. Because that would be so much funner.
Yeah. I actually have a great idea for a character which I have to use as an NPC, like a warlock who doesn't know he's a warlock.
That could be still a doable PC with the right GM.
Mm-hmm.
Where do they think they are?
Hey, what's up?
I don't know.
Where's it belong? Give me that.
Like this character, like magic is kind of against their culture, so he fell out of his airship and woke up in the sea, and he didn't know what happened to him.
Kraken!
But
sorry.
Yep, lurker in the deep. But now he's so I would imagine like he feels his the hunger. So when he eats, like I would like to make like a wisdom check to see if I can stop eating. Or then like suddenly ocean creatures can talk and you're just like, what did happen during that fall? You just don't know.
You're suddenly Aquaman.
Yeah, but it's
now at 26 health points.
Nice.
But yeah. Nice. But that character, but he's an NPC. So I'm actually looking forward to Jace's game and my next character I did, the Minotaur, who's actually less of a Ravagana Minotaur and actually more of a regular demon.
Have you got it? Oh, shit, so not a mythos kind either.
No, like actually, like the cultist turned Minotaur, or a child of, or maybe not the cultist, but maybe like a child, something like that, but more from a demon, from the Demon Prince one. Anyway, but that's for another game.
One of my players in my Sunday game convinced Baphomet to charge over the edge of a floating city when it was suspended in Avernus. All for a distraction.
Well, I mean, that was quite the distraction.
Yeah, well, it didn't hurt Baphomet. Baphomet was fine. It just distracted the one that they were trying to run away from at the time.
So happy I have a +6 to attack on my dexterity.
Nice. For my spells, I have a +7 to attack.
I don't care about spells.
Well, yeah, you're not a spell. Anyway, sorry, I'm taking up enough time of our session.
Okay.
You ready to continue along?
Yeah. Hell yeah.
All right. Next up, Camp Vengeance, which is, let's see, how many days away is that? Oh, God damn it! I hate when these things are in the path. So let's see. We got 1, 2, 3, 4. It's 4 days away.
Oh,
so that means you'll have time for a long rest. You need to make sure there's food and water, which I believe you guys have taken care of, correct?
Yeah, because of my spells.
Yeah, we have the axe beak and we have the...
how much insect repellent do you guys still have?
So we had 5 days worth, so...
Because you've already been through 7 days while on the river.
So that's 14 of my... So that's minus 14 of my insect spells.
I no longer need insect repellent.
Hey, out.
Also, those 7 days, Satanta's been experimenting with the alchemist supplies.
All right.
Well, we don't have to worry about water right now, which is a good thing. We got the alchemy jug. That should water.
Yes.
Yep.
So
Do-
that's
do we
one
need
That's like
to-
the
spell we
main
don't have to worry
purpose of
about.
it.
Do I need to go over any stats about the alchemy jug, or are you guys already good with that?
I think
Nope,
it
I'm
was
good.
honey, mayonnaise, water.
Honey, mayonnaise, poison, water,
Salt water,
vinegar, salt water,
honey.
and oil.
So I think we're good.
Yeah, it's useful. It's a useful
Yeah,
it's a very useful early pickup when it can actually survive in there, which of course at really early levels is tough because one trap can destroy you. So you spend the next 4 days sailing down the river. Actually, no, wait. I ruled that it was 2 days after that. So you spend the next 2 days sailing down the river. And finally make it to Camp Vengeance.
Yeah.
Camp Vengeance.
Yes.
Okay, we don't leave the boat. What do you guys want? This looks like a wonderful camp. Let me take it
So here's what you see.
aside.
Since you're coming up by the water, you see a crude timber fortification, a walled compound with watchtowers and tents inside. You see smoke drifting up from the center, but you definitely see people in those watchtowers. A walled compound with tents inside. It's encircled by a ditch that's bristling with sharpened stakes. On some of those stakes, you see fresh corpses. Well, not quite really so fresh. They look like they were maybe undead at some point, but are now no longer moving. A large gatehouse faces the river, which is the side you're coming up on the shore of which are 4 rowboats tied to a wooden post. You could see outside the pit, scattered around the fort, there are more piles of charred human corpses and flayed animal carcasses, all swarming with flies. Do you wish to stop here, or just to move on?
I look at the others and like, but I'm seeing the flies and I light one of my insect repellents. I'm keeping it near a little one.
How close are we?
You're passing right by the rowboats.
Yeah, but like, how close are they from us?
The river isn't that wide. You can easily jump off of your canoe and be there on the shore in front of the gate.
Okay, so besides the undead, can I use divine sense to like determine whether or not
Sure.
they're...
Currently, there is no active undead within a 60-foot. It's 60 foot, right? Yeah, 60-foot radius of you.
Okay.
You do see some tower guards just kind of gazing down at your boat, or the boats rather. There's two of them.
All right. Do you guys want to stop? We might need more supplies at this rate. Or I would actually ask Iku if she knows
It's like
anything
a
about
wonderful
that
place
place.
to rest.
Iku kind of shakes her head. I can't say I do. I just heard that there was a camp being built here.
Aria's like kind of, if you ever look at Aria, she's like shaking her no. She doesn't want to stop. She doesn't want to be around other human beings right now.
Satanta is just looking
By the way, where's the bird at?
Fort
Because I
over.
know that bird fit on the canoe.
The bird is on my lap.
The bird can fit on the canoe because it's actually it might be big, but it's very light.
Remember, don't we have 2 canoes?
Yes, you do. And you're also down 1 furbog. You have no idea where he went. But those
Not
goblins.
my furball, not my sister.
Yeah. So basically, because the furbog was gone, you had enough room for the other for the axe beak.
Wait.
I mean, like, even if we didn't have enough room, I would have tied a rope around myself and tied that rope around the boat and kind of just floated in the water while the axe beak sat on the boat.
Do we have a
Let's be
picture
real
of
here.
Vengeance? Or, no, we're not off the boat yet, so we know. So, group, what do you think? Should we stop, make camp, and explore? Because look what we found at the old camp. I point to the jug that gives us magical water.
As long as you guys don't get yourselves in any trouble. Last time could have been a really big mishap had you guys gotten caught trying to swindle everybody from the race.
We did not get caught.
We didn't know.
Almost. Let's not do that again.
You weren't even at the. I don't
I
remember
saw
you at the
enough.
races.
I saw enough.
You saw us entering the race, but you didn't see us actually run the races. It's like, wait.
At this point, Dozel's already figured in his mind that he might have to divine smite somebody in the future.
Aria is looking very innocent.
Technically, it was her idea.
We know that. As I said, Aria is looking very innocent.
Oh, let's see.
Devlin's Boots is definitely an enabler.
Oh, he absolutely is.
18. Devlin Spooks is stepping off the boat into the area. I'm rolling a 14 persuasion that I'm not enabled.
All right. So, any of you stopping Devlin Spooks, or you guys landing your boats and tying up?
I say we keep going, but it'd be nice to.
Interesting. It'd be nice to what?
Also, I was gonna say we continue going, and probably not, stay in the sketchy new camp that may or may not be,
Oh, Devlin already walked off the boat, to the camp.
And I'm persuading.
That's why I was asking if any of the others to the party was attempting to grab Devlin and drag him back.
Oh, I'll grab him back.
Aria has her hands full.
Athletics.
Then it'll be athletics at a contested roll.
Natalie Marie, stop it!
You have a knife? Why am I still at disadvantage? Remove that.
Wait, what am I rolling?
Contested athletics, because you're getting grabbed at. One of your companions is attempting to grab you.
Can I do acrobatics?
Sure.
Awesome, I have an ability for that. And then I can add a D4.
Yep, that's already added in. Oh, so you
No,
get plus a D4. So that's a 13 versus Dozel's 8. Is anyone else attempting to assist with this?
Nope.
All right. I will not make another attempt.
Okay.
I
Give
will.
you
I
give
will
me 1
just.
second. I'm just trying to add something to this map.
Gonna keep rolling along.
I say let's go. Let's move the wagons, the boats around, so it's when he comes back, it's not immediately in his eyesight, and then
Oh
he
no, no,
thinks we
no.
left him there.
We're just gonna keep going.
Yeah, so Tanta doesn't
Yeah.
know what to think of the camp.
Wait, do we even see a sign for a camp, or is it just?
The camp is directly in front of you.
No, I'm saying like, do we see it called Camp Vengeance, or is it just set up?
Can you repeat that, please? I don't think I understood what you asked me.
Like, is there a camp sign that says Camp Vengeance? Camp Crucible?
No, sorry. I have a bad habit of accidentally reading off the name of a place we get to instead of they refer to it as Camp Vengeance, and that you don't know that yet.
Okay. Wait, are those actually? Ooh, that's interesting. Holy shit!
I
You guys can see that, right?
See what? Sorry, I'm putting out tokens.
Natalie, stop it! Get out of there! I don't care. Get out!
See what?
All those spikes around
Yeah.
it.
Yeah, that's what I was describing as you guys were coming up.
Oh my.
So, some of the guards on the watchtower like gaze down at you as you come up. Can we help you, sir?
Well, hello there, wonderful sirs. We're traveling down this river. Oh, that'll do this. Oh, we're traveling down this river, and wondering if you saw any weird-looking goblins.
There's some goblins that live in the they live in the jungle. They occasionally can be seen in the distance. Why do you ask?
Oh, we just came from camp. We just came from the camp that's up the river, and we saw
That was the old camp. It was overrun by the undead a while back.
Is that why you guys set up such a formidable defense up here?
Yeah, you'll have to ask the captain about all that.
Could I possibly talk to the captain and ask him that?
You see the heads of them kind of disappear and come back. Well, the captain's a very busy man. I mean, there's a whole lot of people in here, and they kind of look at each other. But we sent a runner to fetch Lieutenant Ord.
Okay. Just maybe you guys can answer this. How long ago did the undead attack your camp?
It's a few weeks now.
Are they still attacking you?
One of them kind of gestures over towards a pile of charred bodies that's just outside the rings. Look over there.
Where are you pointing at specifically so I can...
It's basically there's several different piles all outside the gates. Okay. Basically right outside the range of the spikes.
Question. Do you have to know which direction they usually come from?
No, anywhere from in the jungles. All the jungles are swarming with them.
Okay. Do you have to know about what's something called a soul monger?
The two guards look at each other and kind of thing. Just as the gates begin to open, and you see a male dwarf with golden hair and a golden beard just kind of stepping out. Oi, what's all this then?
Question. Does he notice that nobody's gotten off the boat and we're still going?
That's up to Devlin. Devlin, roll a perception check.
Let's see. 21.
Yeah, you kind of notice that the your companions are down this way by this point.
Sir, just one quick question, or possibly two. Do you have to know what a soulmonger is?
No, but you can talk to the priest the priestess if you want.
I try to yell back at the boat. I have information possibly about the soulmonger. Iku, help! Or trying to get my party's attention.
I just simply say, Iku, what do you think?
Iku kind of looks at the rest of you. I am merely your guide. If you wish to stop here, you go right ahead. If you wish to continue on without your companion, that is
Who's actually finding
up to you.
information about what we need to find from our original quest giver.
Satanta will kind of just tap one of them and points to the camp.
All right. Turn this
The
around,
original quest giver told us to go find the soulmonger.
and I'll go like right there.
How long would it take us to back to the lieutenant? Let me move a little bit. Let's say right there. Sorry about that, but the party can be a little absent-minded at times. But if it's possible that we can come into the camp just as long as we can talk to the priests, we mean no trouble to you at all.
You don't appear to be from either Cholt, looking you guys over, and none of you seem to be from Imlarn. Where are you all from?
I forgot our native homeland.
You're from Meeg. You guys are all from Meeg proper, from various locations around, close to Azure Gulf and down to the Strait of Monsters.
From the continent of Meeg. We were hired to find and possibly
just across the strait, then. Got it. Might as well come in, although they'll probably see some strange sights that you won't understand in here. This camp is set up by Immunocorp, and many of you outsiders don't exactly understand some of the stuff that we use. And the dwarf in golden armor allows you to, the dwarf with the golden hair allows you to come in.
I'm gonna wait for the party before enter.
So we would have made it out by this time back?
Yep.
Yeah, I would have parked the boats there.
Yeah.
All right.
Like, move that thing and that other thing. Alright, so we're following behind.
Oh,
I'm
Lieutenant, real quick. We have this axe beak. Will it be safe?
It should be if it's tame.
Aria kind of keeps her arm on it. So like, I kind of bring little ones like, he's my emotional support axe beak.
All right. Emotional support axe beak it is. And he let you guys all in. Let's see here. Damn lighting.
Holy shit, that's awesome lighting. I need to learn that.
Yeah.
Right, so go inside.
See, Devil Spooks isn't totally an idiot. He's actually
there you go.
Trying to find information.
Only mostly.
The guards are up above and you guys are kind of wandering around inside.
Problem with this problem with this is real maneuver.
Those will also go inside and.
Yeah, looking around, you see there's more than just the tokens here. The tokens are mostly here for if something bad happens, these people will do something. There are lots of other people kind of gathered in this camp, ranging from races of you see humans, you see a handful of lizard folk, much like what you saw in Omu. You see other races represented by things like halflings and elves and such, and some of them are dressed rather strangely. Like a couple of them are wearing kind of darkish clothes with that seem to be full of buttons in the middle and have pockets in weird places. They're not even seeming to be wearing armor, and there's also this really weird kind of in the middle of things, this really weird metal tower that is too thin and looks way too flimsy to climb by anything but maybe a goblin. But it's made out of metal, and there appears to be a light blinking at the top of it. Kind of the strangest thing you've seen. And one of the figures wearing those weird clothes is sitting on a crate and just seems to be staring at something flimsy in their hands. It's kind of this kind of rectangular object that seems to have flashing lights on it as well.
Can I possibly make a connection between the glass I found?
Sure. Roll intelligence check.
I mean, it's a good question.
Yeah.
8.
Yeah, you're still fairly sure that that's something, whatever it is. That's a complete version of whatever it is you found back in the camp that was smashed.
I pull it out. I pull it out of my pack because I did take it with me, and I showed the lieutenant. Sir, at the old camp, we found a bunch of these.
Or most likely the zombies probably smashed them to bits. They're not good for fighting with. I don't understand why those immigrant types just insist on bringing them wherever they go. That's why they built that thing, and it gestures at the metal tower that's in the middle of the camp. It's more like a large spike with things jutting off of it, or spire of some kind. But it is very strange.
So, these priests you're talking about, where are they at?
Oh, Sister Sais is there in the tent. And okay. He gestures at this one over here.
I'll go right over. Knock, knock.
A lizard folk woman in robes, looks in white robes, looks out at you. Are you injured?
No, I don't think I am. My question is this: have you heard of a soulmonger?
And she takes a minute to ponder this question. A soulmonger. I have heard of such a thing. Night hags have been known to use a soulmonger to capture the soul of a sleeping victim that they've been terrorizing.
Would you happen to know if there's some night hags in here, in this forest?
It would not surprise me. I have heard rumors that there might be hags about. I myself live at the ports. At the port in the Zauru. I have not been this far into the interior before, but I accepted my charge and came with this group. She kind of looks around, and it seems they've been in dire need of help. Most of them come from a land where death is a common thing, but they do not treat it as the disease that it is.
So our quest right now with Iku is finding hags.
Let's see. As you recall, the quest for Iku is there's a specific hag that she would like dealt with.
Okay.
And it's a green hag.
Yes. specifically a specific green hag.
Also, we're trying to find the Naga, the Guardian Naga first,
And
because
she
he
knows
has answers.
she knows where it is and can get you there. Yeah, so that's why she's been
Yeah.
leading you down this particular river.
No, that's what I'm trying. Because like I said, our
That's why
ultimate
we did the
quest
stop.
giver told us we need to go destroy the soulmonger so that she can die. So was it that she can get
So
her
people
soul
can
back,
start.
living and dying back in. So
All right,
that's
I'm back.
why.
Welcome back.
Okay. Okay. Um. Would you have to have any idea or rumors, perhaps, about where these hags originate or where there's some strange dealings coming from?
I'm afraid not. The lizard woman just kind of shakes her head slowly. I merely know of their existence and that they have been known to frequent the jungle. I know
Okay.
nothing more than that. I'm afraid.
Thank you. Hey, no help, no skin, no troubles at all. Thank you very much for your help. Information is always happy to be received.
You are most welcome. May Helm's
Throw.
guide. Bleh. Sorry, having a hard time telling a wrestling. May Helm guide you in the future.
And then I turn back. Turn back to Lieutenant. So, the person who's you said a group of people who like building these things, because I want to find out about these glass objects from the people.
The dwarf just kind of nods. Yeah, that's Ibiru for you. It's like
What kind of
everyone from Imiru seems to travel with them.
from Emerald? Oh, okay.
Well,
No.
Imiru Corp is based in Umlanen, and they have they have a lot more interesting things that they're sort of sharing with Port Narazir right now, to the point that they built that, and again gestures at the large spiky thing in the middle of the camp, out here, and say that they are actually getting signal all the way from Port Nazu. I think they have several more strung up in the jungle, but well, I don't know how long those are going to last.
Signal to what? Interesting. That was more to myself.
What's the dwarf's name again?
Lieutenant Oru?
My
Well,
name
I'll
is
be right
Ord
back.
Firebrand.
Oh, will we be able to stay here for the night? And we will leave here first light.
Aye.
As I can see, you guys seem to have quite a lot of undead.
Well, there is quite a problem out there. Not to mention that, as well as the undead, there's also the large dinosaurs.
Mm,
They have much more feathers than the ones in the interior of Meeg. I've heard that Meeg gets the occasional T-Rex, and that even as far as even all the way back in all the way back in Everest, we have that have been known to be small unrid dinosaurs wandering the desert of the Azami Desert and everything. But they're much more common here in Chult.
well, I appreciate your hospitality.
Ah, you're most welcome.
I'll go to Iku and just simply ask her what she thinks about the place.
Iku gazes around. It is indeed strange, child. Those strange devices, those people in weird clothing are carrying. They're not even wearing proper robes. I don't see how they can function in such heat in that. It's all dark and it seems rather flimsy. It doesn't look like it would stop an attack either.
Mm-hmm. I see what you mean. Well, they said that we are able to stay here for the night. This way we won't get attacked by any undead. At least we'll have some type of warning if they do come.
Huh. And she nods. Yes, that would be the case. So, what would you guys like to do?
Well, I think it would be good to spend the night out of character.
Got
Get
a
some
new
food
follower.
in the morning. Ooh,
You
got a
see
new follower?
Satanta give a big
On
yawn.
Twitch.
Oh,
Santa's giving a big yawn.
Yes.
Iko kind of looks over at you. Are you alright?
She kind of like tilts her head and puts her hands underneath her head, showing like she's a little sleepy.
Perhaps we should find a place for your friend for Satana to sleep tonight. She looks around at everyone.
Aria
Yes,
nods.
I already discussed with the dwarf that we would be allowed to stay here for the night.
Yeah, the dwarf kind of nods. Do you have your own tent?
I have a tent.
Ah,
I
good.
have a tent.
Devlin Spooks really does have a tent. He bought one.
Satanta just
Yeah.
looks up at the sky and just waves her hand like, "This is my tent."
Aria has a tent. It's a 2-person tent, so that means her and little one can share a tent.
Aww. There's a bunch of goats, making goat noises over in a pen. As some other people are now coming about, heading over to the fires and appear to be starting to getting a meal ready.
I'm about to say that it's a 2 regular person tent, not a 2 throwable size tent.
Mm-hmm.
No, I'm just kidding. I really don't.
There's enough room for the two of them.
As it's all subjective, so it's fine.
Mm-hmm. Let's just say no one else will be able to sit on it.
I also have a 2-person tent.
Ilzel
I
has a
should have bought that
bedroll.
ladder.
Should suffice.
I should have bought that ladder.
Coulda, woulda, shoulda.
Yep. Oh. So we'll set up camp.
The
Did they
population of
offer us a meal?
the population of mosquitoes here is much higher than anywhere else on your journey so far. The warning from the GM is that you are run a much higher risk of getting sick if you do not use your insect repellent tonight.
I said yeah. So tonight I'm gonna get incense going for me and little one inside our tent.
All right.
I'm immune to diseases.
You're immune to diseases. That's good.
I'm gonna set up my tent right next to Arya's and trying to borrow some incense.
I'll set up. Okay, so I'll set up the incense right between our two tents then.
Yeah.
So that way it'll cover us both.
As you guys are, finishing your temp setup, and oh wait, no, that doesn't happen yet. Sorry, very bad. As you finish your temp setup, you kind of hear people like putting gathering around for a meal. There's like conversation happening, more over towards this location over here, and the faint smell of some kind of stew. It smells more like, even though there are goats nearby, it smells a lot more like some kind of fish and maybe some seaweed, sort of, or not seaweed, but some sort of river vegetable rather than anything else.
Bit like bulrush root and maybe salmon and whatever other.
Human hearts, maybe.
Ha ha ha! You must sacrifice.
Well, I'm not a human, so I guess we have to sacrifice. Devlin's, I think, the only human.
Probably.
Throw.
I'm not
Where's it with
human,
my heart?
but I'm human-ish.
Thunk, how you doing?
The
over
ish
there?
is enough.
I will smite you.
I'm sure you will.
I'm asking how Thunk is. He's been quiet.
Goliath.
Thunk.
Aggressive magic boy.
Don't make me thunk you.
Ah! Ah, there we go. Welcome back.
Yeah, there we are. I've been talking this whole time, and then you guys are paying attention. I guess.
And eventually you figure out that it's because nobody heard you.
But I don't know, I was asking if Evelyn needed some salve for insect repellent, and then I've got my own tent, and I can set up anywhere I want. And so,
So then,
Bunk, I would probably room bunk or tent with you, just simply so I didn't have to tent with Devlin. Because I feel like you talk me. Totally.
You got any snake oil?
Devlin needs his beauty rest.
I have a feeling you'd wake up with less armor and knives than when you went to bed with. So.
Hey, Grizz, got a quick question.
Sure.
Alchemy proficiency rolls. What would that be? Intelligence?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
What are you trying to
Okay.
make?
Oh, I was just adding the skill to my rolls here, so that way I ain't gotta have to.
Oh, well,
Oh, wait.
it's a different potential skill each time, which is why they have them at random. Though most likely it'll be intelligence every time. The reason why it's not automatically added like that is because it can be ruled wisdom at different times. I like intelligence, but it's potentially a wisdom roll. So.
Okay, I gotcha.
Oh yeah.
And there's a times that it's dexterity because you're trying to do something very delicate.
Gotcha. Okay. I was just curious.
All right.
But I may just try to make some incense for bug repellent.
All right. So that would be. Um, do you know how? Do you know what ingredients it takes?
Question real quick. You said that the bugs would give us diseases.
Potentially.
In character, out of character.
In character.
I'm not sure if the DM has told me if I knew or not.
What's your background in, character-wise, when it comes to making things? Because you're trying to make an incense. What sort of things does your character usually make?
Well, she's just now
Tacos.
working on learning how to do poisons and stuff. So
Okay.
she just bought the alchemy supplies, so she's not really proficient in it yet.
So this is a case where this would actually be wisdom, because you don't have the knowledge of what to combine together to make an incense, but you have a gut. You have your own personal wisdom, and you think you might be able to make it work with combining this, and this together with your alchemy kit. So that should be wisdom.
Okay, and as far as background, her Satanta's background is spy,
All right.
just for future reference.
That's always useful.
Very interesting.
It was a good experiment, and you think you might have a better understanding of how to combine it together properly the next time, but this time failed to yield you any incense. But make a note that says next time you attempt to make incense, you could roll a wisdom check with advantage on your alchemy supplies. Is anyone else doing anything interesting tonight?
Well, I go over to the fire to see if if they would be willing to share some food.
Yeah,
I'd probably talk.
Devlin was gonna do the same thing about food.
All right.
I'd probably talk with Iku just to get some more information on like the Guardian Naga and the Green Hag and things of that nature. Just to better familiarize myself with it.
All right.
And that's to make the incense, right?
Yes, that's for your attempt to make incense.
Also, who would be in charge of like the rations for the camp?
For your characters, or for this camp that's currently dispensing food to
The
people?
camp that we're currently in.
You don't know.
Okay. Could I ask the
Asking
dwarf?
around would be an investigation check as you start asking various people.
I was just gonna find the dwarf and ask him since he seems.
Oh, okay,
to
you
know.
can go do that too.
Yep.
Yeah, he's got a small bowl of food and is like kind of poking at it.
Papa's food's on the table.
Damn it, forgot his name already.
Ord.
Ord. I was wondering, who's in charge of your rations for food and water?
Well, the person who's normally in charge of them is sick. But he reports to Perna, so technically she's in charge right now. Well, she's always in charge, but she was delegated to it, so you can go ask her if you like.
Where could I find her at?
She kind of points you off to an armored woman off to one side. She's got a bowl of stew sitting on a small wooden table that she seems to be poking at. And then in her, with one hand, the other hand, she's staring at one of those strange rectangular angles that keeps sending out beams of light everywhere.
Okay. Where is she at specifically, so I can walk to her?
Oh, well, we could just say that this is just a general idea of the camp. This isn't, like, you don't need to actually put your token anywhere. Like, she's just sitting at a random table, like, using something as a crate or something like that to sit on. But as you walk over to her, she doesn't seem to be paying any attention to you. She's just eating with one hand and doing something with her other hand, with whatever that bizarre rectangle of light is.
Excuse me. I was told that you were in charge of the food and water rations for this camp. Is that correct?
1 second. She puts down her spoon, reaches over, and starts tapping at the rectangle in her hand, and suddenly it goes dark, and she kind of like puts it down on the table and looks at you. Yeah, I suppose I'm currently in charge of all that. The guy I had working on it sick. Hopefully we'll be getting up to Port Missouri soon. What were you asking?
I was more just wondering how your water supplies are.
Well, thankfully we got a few clerics with us, and well, they haven't been able to do much for the disease. They have been able to clean out the water, so we have that much.
Would it be possible if I can provide you with some more fresh water?
Well, you're welcome to it. Could always use some more, right? Where did you come from, anyway?
Let me check my sheet. I had it written down, but do I have it on this character sheet? I think I do.
Country of Meeg.
Meeg is the continent.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But do we? I don't have it on here. Hold on. I got it on my DnD Beyond. Maybe. I forgot where we said it was. I would have to look on the map. I believe it was like the northern.
Could it have been the port city of Orin?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah. Yeah, a lot of things take place in Orin.
While he's doing that, Thump will go around looking for people to play dice with.
Are you sure it doesn't arm wrestling?
All right. Yeah, so you see, several of the clearly Chult natives. They are, they're wearing robes. Most of them are human, but you do see, the occasional lizard folk among them. I said pretty much like the ethnic and racial variants you saw up in the port. Most of them are like eating in small groups, and occasionally putting glances over towards the Imaru folk, and you can easily tell the Imaru folks, even the ones that are wearing armor, except for the dwarf who may or may not be Imaru. He might be, he might not actually be from Lauren, because he kind of stands out from the others. But most of the others are doing pretty much exactly what what that one woman Perne was doing when you came up to her. They're eating with one hand, and their other hand is holding a strange glowing rectangle. And they all seem to be doing that, even the ones that are wearing armor. But the people from Chult, they're not. They're gathered together in small social groups and chatting in their own language. And when you come up and one of the groups that you come up to, they stop and they look at you. Can we help you?
Are you talking for Thunk? Who?
Whoever was saying that they came up to play dice.
Oh, that was me. Yeah. I was just gonna sit next to him and be like, "Do you guys play any craps or anything?"
Looking to actually gamble or just to pass the time?
That's up to you guys. I'm down for whatever.
You see them kind of lean over towards each other and whisper. Then one comes up and says, "Well, we can bet a gold on this. Each of us."
I'll take it.
Alright.
No, really, I'm just gonna take it. I'm gonna look at him like, no, I'm just kidding.
Oh,
But
jeez.
I'll tell them to place their bets on whatever number they want, 1 through 12, and whoever gets the first 7 gets to keep rolling, and then from then on, whatever number is rolled, as long as it's not a 7 or an 11, they make a gold.
So while you're doing that, what's everyone else doing?
I'm
donating
getting food
water.
for
Getting
me.
food.
Getting food for me and little one.
Okay.
Satanta is setting up camp in that little stall to the south there.
Alright. Near the goats. Got it. Satanta, as you get close to the goats, roll a perception check. Yeah, as you finish your alchemy experiment and getting everything working and everything,
Right.
you eventually kind of find your eye wandering towards the goats, and you realize these goats are kind of sick. Their eyes are all red, and they seem to be leaking some kind of pus. They're thin and frail. They just do not look well at all.
Tell the druid.
First,
What's
you'll
wrong
see
with the
if there's
goats?
anything recognizable about it.
Roll a medicine check.
And I already did.
Sorry. Didn't see that at first. I was looking at the Discord screen. Let's see. Would you be aware of this? I think with that medicine check. How long have you been in Chult at this point? Remind me. Did you survive with
2 weeks.
everybody? You've weren't here before.
I wouldn't think so.
All right. So you know that they're suffering from some kind of viral infection. That this isn't environmental. This isn't a poisoning. This isn't simply old age or something else. It's some kind of infection that is, because you don't recognize it right off, you are pretty sure that it's native to Chult.
All right, at this time, I do go get the druid's attention.
All right. So
Start
all right. So I
tugging
follow
on.
Satanta.
Yeah, I was just going to say, tugging on Arya's clothes to follow her and show her the goats.
All right, so I go follow and I go look at the goats. Right. Of course, being an animal lover, I'm like, oh, poor baby. And
How much does Greater
could I-
Restoration? How much does Lesser Restoration cost?
it's doesn't
Second
cost
level spell.
anything. It's a second level spell. Can I cast as a ritual?
Sure. I just wanted to see what the text was. So I was trying to think of something here.
Poison, disease,
One
elements like
disease
that.
or one condition afflicting it.
Yep.
Okay.
So I was gonna. How many goats are there?
4. And they all look
Four.
insane.
So I'm going to spend 40 minutes, about an hour. Ritual casting lesser restoration to heal each of the goats.
Okay.
Lester!
Is that a ritual cast spell?
No, it's not.
I can't do it then.
If
Okay, so
it
never
doesn't say
mind.
ritual next to it, then you can't ritual cast it. Sadly.
Okay. I never really did with ritual casting.
They have
Alright,
to
so
have
I
their
have
armor
two.
next to it.
Alright, so I have 2. So I can heal 2 goats right now, and then I can heal 2 goats in the morning.
Shit, where's that fucking... There it is. Oh.
I need the paladin. Pally.
I have
Alright.
1 level first level spell still.
Oh, I
think
looked
this
to
is the
Satan.
next level.
No, you get healing lay on hands, don't you? That can heal one
Oh, yeah,
disease
take
if
away
you
5
use 5
points.
points. Yeah. I tell
Thank you.
Satan, can you actually? Would I know this about the whole?
No, you wouldn't.
Because I know. No, okay, so I
Or,
wouldn't know it in
I don't know
character.
if you would, but
No, you can probably go to the paladin and go, can you help me heal these creatures?
I tell Satan,
Possibly.
can you get the paladin? Paladin. They have healing abilities. I think. I'm
Because-
not sure.
I think it would be kind of known that some paladins have healing abilities, so
Yeah.
we don't know what
But yeah.
to the extent. We just know in general.
So I'm telling Satan to go get the paladin
So
while I
after
heal 2 of the
the-
goats.
After you heal the goats, you hear a gasp come up from behind you, and one of the Chult natives is like staring at you and going, "You have healing power."
I'm blushing bright, and I have a little one kind of tucked beside me. Well, actually, no, I don't, because I don't want the infection to go to little one. Little one's at the gate.
priestess has been able to cure wounds and patch injuries, but has not been able to cure diseases. You can cure diseases. And the scout suddenly runs off.
that's why I was not gonna do that.
I have to rest first. This spell, I can cast it twice.
The person
tiring.
the person already ran off.
I'm like, and I'm just like, I looked at little one. I'm like, little one. And I looked at Ghost like, worth it.
Satanta watches as they run off and looks to Arya and just kind of shrugs.
All right. Arya's just like, "Ee." And I get out of the goat pen, and I'm like, all right. So there are only 2 of the goats have been healed.
Yeah. So at this point, a large man in ill-fitting armor comes running towards you. There seem to be several bars on his uniform, despite the oddity of the armor, indicating that perhaps he is the one in charge here. And he looks around wildly at the group of you and says, which of you did it? Which of you can heal?"
I kind of raise my hand shakily, and I'm kind of keeping little one pressed to me, like, hi.
You come with me immediately to the quarantine tent. I have 4 men that desperately need the disease cured from their bodies. I was going to have them sent up to Port Navazu tomorrow. But if you can cure them, we don't need to go anywhere.
Like, I need to rest 8 hours so I can recover.
So you healed goats, but not people?
Satanta
Dude.
raised up
Goats
a
are
hand.
animals! And I'm just
Satanta
kind of
raised up a hand and gives the 1 moment signal and runs off to get the paladin.
I'm just kind of jammering in a mixture of Elvish, Giant, and Druidic about animals and peoples, and animals are innocent, and I'm just like,
oh, I want to cuddle Arya so badly right now.
So, who is our paladin again?
That would be me.
Dozel.
Okay, so Satanta goes search for Dozel to bring him back to where Arya and the commander is. Tugs at him and trying to urge him to come along.
Do you allow yourself to be led? Dozel?
Yeah, because I kind of seem a bit concerned as why she's coming for me.
Okay.
I will.
So you're dragged back to a very stammering and clearly upset Arya and a man in an ill-fitting armor with captain's bars. It's like, why did you cure them and not ask about the people that have been dangerously sick? He's
say,
looking
hey,
rather angry.
Why are you yelling at my party member?
Because she used her healing magic instead of healing the people that are dangerously ill and need immediate medical attention on them.
Well,
she healed these two of these
that
goats.
she needed to heal other people. Was she aware of that?
The man's eyes just kind of flare a bit.
I kind of look to Dozel and I kind of go around him. I break it to hide behind him, which is really strange because I'm like almost 7 feet.
As I said, out of character, I just want to hug her and keep her safe and push this guy down a well. So, but in character, I'm going to continue to have him rant and yell at you.
At this point, I would. How far away is he from me?
He's standing very close. Maybe 5 feet. He's not quite social distance.
So what I would do at this point is I would just look back at Arya and tell her to take about 10 feet back. Of course, I wouldn't do it in a loud voice.
Alright, I do so. I scamper back with little one.
And I simply look at him and say, what is the problem? Do you have an issue with one of my companions?
We have very sick men, and I was going to be commandeering one of your boats to send them back to Port Narazu.
You were not going to commandeer one of our boats.
Oh, yes I am. You are in my camp, and these are my rules, and my men desperately need help. They need your boats. Or they need healing.
We need our boats. Did she know that she needed or to help people? Was she
We were not informed that she had the ability to heal people.
Well, if you weren't informed, then maybe you did not need to know. And if you did not know,
roll a
maybe
persuasion check.
she didn't. I can do that. If I can get to my computer.
He still kind of sneers at you even as you say this.
Now, if there's healing that needs to be done, maybe you should ask her to heal, or be a little bit more humane when it comes to talking to people that you're trying to ask for favors. The only thing I do is I simply just show my signet ring, showing that I am nobility and he shouldn't be disrespecting anybody within my party.
And which country were you from again?
So initially I'm from um, not Fandolin. Gosh, where was I? Waterdeep.
There is no water deep in this world. There's a Schult,
Yeah,
but
but
we said the equivalent
yeah.
was, I think, Orin.
So
Orin doesn't exactly
we
have a
have
nobility, but it has some really rich guild type people.
yeah, and so like my family basically uses shipping for one of the gold mines, and it's like a wine vineyard. That's how.
You're rich and connected. Yeah.
Yes.
So she just kind of snorts and look, my men are getting very sick. The the clerics that we have here are nearly useless for this. They can't do anything for the diseases that are spreading through them. They can merely heal injuries.
Well
We need
then,
as much
grab your
disease cures as we
clerics.
can get.
Well then, grab your clerics and have them come to me, and I will heal your people.
Clerics aren't the ones that need healing. There's a quarantine
I'm
tent.
aware of that. I'm gonna be the one that needs the healing. So get your clerics so I can heal your people.
Instead of getting anybody, he simply waves you on towards the tent.
All right, well then I guess you really don't want your people to be healed if you say that that is what your initial plan is.
The clerics, I said, are useless. They don't need to be involved in this. Now, come on, there's people potentially dying here.
About this time, Devlin will walk past with a bowl of stew, just eating it.
I'm not going to move anywhere, and I'll just simply say, I will wait for you to bring your clerics to me. Until then, I am not healing anyone.
Okay,
Can
who's
you repeat
watching the
that? I
or
couldn't.
not Chris?
I couldn't hear because of somebody's TV in the background. What did you say?
Oh, I simply tell the man that I'm not going to heal anyone until you bring the clerics to me.
And the man continues to insist. No, he does not need to bring clerics to you. Roll another persuasion check.
And you said he walked away, right?
No, he is waving you towards one of the tents.
Okay, is he like 10 feet away from me at least? 10, 15 feet?
Yeah, it's about that.
Okay. I begin to glow, and basically you see radiant consumption, basically radiance pouring out of my eyes and out of my mouth as I begin to yell at him. This is the last time that I'm going to say this. Get your clerics and bring them here. And I will also take 3 points of damage. Or, no, technically 2 points of damage.
Roll intimidation with advantage.
I said Devlin's just sitting here watching while eating a bowl of stew.
You probably dropped your bowl. My rolls are so shit today.
He's still standing there, hands on hips, and his eyes are like little pinpoints at this point. He's like, "How dare you?"
What are you standing there for? Get the
hurts.
clerics, damn it.
Why is there video on table 3 all of a sudden?
That's probably me. I think I accidentally hit something. I'm trying to figure out how to undo it.
Okay.
I'm sorry. That was my... I was trying to plug in my phone because my battery's almost dead.
It's like, there's two highly stubborn people here locked in argument war. What are the rest of you guys doing?
I take a step forward to him so he gets a little bit of my radiance.
I asked what everyone else is doing because this is in the middle of when you're doing this.
I'm kind of not sticking around. Well, I'm kind of sticking around, but at the same time, I'm kind of just nervously shifting, and I really want to turn invisible, but I don't really want to leave Dalzell behind. You know, since he stuck up for me, I kind of want to help him out.
Devlin walks up.
Satanta is just standing there watching in awe.
What's the issue here, boys?
How close are you?
I just walked up.
Like, how close though?
Close enough to hear, close enough to talk to you guys? 5 feet, 10 feet, 20 feet? I don't know.
Well, if you get 10 feet, you're going to take 3 points of radiant damage.
That's right, you're an Asmer.
I am an Asmar. And I just hit level 3, so I can actually do this. This is actually the first time Dalzell's experienced this, so he's significantly irritated and almost is caught taken aback by it as well.
So what seems to be the issue, boy? Ow, that's hot.
This man refuses to grab clerics after I told him that I would heal his people.
And I told them there's no point in grabbing the clerics. They can't heal anybody else. Come immediately. There's people that need healing in this tent.
Then hurry up and do what I told you.
Hurry up and do what I told you.
I take another step closer to him. So he also takes 3 points of damage, of radiant damage.
And he lets out a yelp and grits his teeth and says, "How dare you attack me? Guards!"
I'm not attacking you.
He starts shouting.
I'm actually not attacking him. I am simply walking to
he's assuming that you're attacking him because you stepped forward while you're shedding a painful radiance. So that's the equivalent of an attack. So he's now shouting for guards.
Okay.
At this
point, Satanta raises her flute to her lips, and all of a sudden, from around you can hear an ethereal voice saying, "If you needed help, you should have told the guards up front. If you wish for your clerics to learn, bring the clerics so they may learn how to heal correctly."
At this point, guards are starting to pull together. They're putting down their bowls of stew and taking up their arms. You also hear some click-clacking noises from some of those weird those figures in the flimsy clothes.
Devlin's gonna step back into the shadows and disappear stealthily. Was it 13?
Where is Thunk? Because he was sitting down at the table.
He's probably still sitting there then.
No, like where in relation of the map are they tables?
They're over by the goat pen, and you're probably over by the fire. But there's people now leaving the fire area and coming over to where the goat pen is. And seeing the captain shouting at this guy with radiance and then yelling for the guards.
So then I'm watching them get up and leave, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Then I will stand up, turn around, and look very confused about the whole thing, and pull my axe, or get my axe ready, because, it's time to fight.
All right, at this point, I kind of step forward between you two, and I kind of like, it's like, I can heal. Just I need to rest first, please. Don't fight.
I immediately turn off my radiance because I don't want Arya to take damage.
You didn't care about Devlin. You didn't care about the guy that you just offended, who's now got guards surrounding you. And by the way, to think about numbers here, there are a minimum of let's see, how many people are in this camp right now?
15 people.
There are 24 guards alone. There are 8 additional soldiers. There are the 3 higher-ups. There are the, at minimum, 6 acolytes, and a cleric. And then there's a couple people that are injured, and in there... Oh, and in addition, there are at least 15 tribal warriors. They're currently all surrounding you guys. So there's at least 30 people surrounding you guys.
So I'm okay with this because I'm about to give a speech about how this dude is an asshole and he refuses to actually help those that he claims that he needs help. And so maybe there's somebody that's here that is more capable of, being able to care about other people as a leader that should listen to some reason. And the only thing I requested in order for him to get what he wanted was to heal or to get clerics. So this way they can heal me while I heal the people that he wants to be healed. If that's so hard, then we should probably be leaving.
So, first off, you never explained that to the guy that's why you needed clerics. You just yelled at him to get clerics. But unfortunately, because you did cause him damage with your radiance, you're going to be making a persuasion check at disadvantage.
I will help them back. Go, you got this, bro. That doesn't really help.
Oh, well, that's a performance.
That did help.
Is your persuasion also +3?
No, it's actually +5.
Oh, then that's even higher. Wow. So that's a 20.
My persuasion is a +6. Rogue abilities.
So Ord and Perne, come out of the guard camp and are both holding up their hands towards the guards and the soldiers and the tribal warriors and whatnot, saying, "Hey, everyone, settle down." And one of them, and the dwarf turns towards the captain and says, "Captain, sir, you're potentially suffering from mad monkey fever yourself. Maybe you should come have a lie down." And he's staring incredulously at the dwarf. It's like, what? You think I'm sick? This guy here. He attacked me. And the dwarf says, maybe sir, maybe, but you were clearly suffering from some kind of fever. Come, let's lay you down. And he's trying to get him to come into the quarantine tent. What do the rest of you do?
Well,
Captain.
seeing how it's result. Sorry.
I simply say, can somebody get me the clerics so I can start healing these people.
Where's the captain? Where's the captain?
He's been tugged off into the quarantine tent.
I thought that was the lieutenant.
No, the lieutenant pulled him into the quarantine tent.
Okay, never mind.
Not me.
That part I missed.
Not me.
Not the mama. Not the mama.
Sorry, my
That's been a
dog
long
is
time.
chasing after my wife because she's got chicken
Okay,
in her
did
hand.
I hear you right? Mad monkey fever?
Yep.
Yep, you heard that right.
Oh dear God.
And it does cause madness.
That's why it's called mad monkey disease.
Yep. No, I
Wonder
mean you
how
actually
he
get to
got
roll.
that.
You actually get to roll on the madness table, which I love. I love the madness table.
All right. So seeing that everything's kind of settled down, Aria promptly turns invisible and walks off with little one. And like, nope.
Little one's actually confused because little one doesn't see you for the next 6 seconds.
I I keep my hand on little one, then I turn invisible and I kind of guide him towards me. Like, follow me.
Yeah, this is still confusing him for the next 6 seconds for not being able to see you.
Oh, I just realized.
And now that that's settled down, what are the rest of you doing?
Okay, well, what's Dozel doing right now?
Well, right now I'm waiting for clerics.
Okay, you'll see Satanta raise her flute back up to her lips. Then you hear ethereal song in the air. Bring me clerics, bring me healers, bring forth those that heal.
Definitely goes to his tent.
And
Like,
if for those that haven't noticed, this is the first time that you've actually heard any sort of communication from Satanta in any form other than grunts, tugs,
Trying to
and
write it on the pad.
After my invisibility ends, I kind of go up to Dazzle and like, I can help little. But
No,
Yeah, this is EQ is actually
go
quite
take
impressed
the
with
rest.
Santana and is like admiring her flute. And little one is nudging Arya's shoulder. So eventually, the cleric, the helm that you guys, some of you guys met, makes her way out from one of the tents, and is like, seems to be stretching a bit. Do you need something?
Yes. I require your assistance with healing the ill.
All I've been able to do is keep them comfortable. I'm afraid I don't have any ability against disease.
You can heal, right?
Not again today. Unfortunately, all of my magical healing has been tapped out. We've had various attacks on the fort, and I have been needed to take care of various wounds of the people and hope that they do not get infected as well.
And how many people are currently diseased?
Officially 4 that we know of.
Okay. Well, I will. Can you take me to them?
She nods and gestures towards the quarantine tent.
Which one's the quarantine tent?
It's just a random tent on the map. So she takes you in there, and you see 4 people on cots, and off to one side is the captain and his lieutenant, just kind of muttering at each other.
Is the captain one of the people that are sick? Like
Uh,
legitimately?
you don't know. It looks like he's, he's in the tent at the moment, but he's not one of the 4 people in the beds. He's just off to one side with Word.
I asked Ord if he's really sick.
I don't know. Just if you have the power to do something, please. And you gesture towards the other people who are very obviously sick.
Yep. I will take the time to lay on hands on all 4 of them. Of course.
Can you display the text of everything lay on hands can do, please?
Yep. I will. And what I will have to do is also, while I lay a hands on the first 2, I seem to be perfectly fine. But as I lay hands on the 3rd and the 4th one,
How many hit points do you have in that pool?
in that pool, you can, so with lay on hands you get a total of 15 for 3rd level.
All right.
But at the same, and then you can use lay on hands by consuming your own hit points.
Okay. Yeah, seeing at the very end.
Yep.
All right, so while he's using it for himself, I'd like to cast Cure Wounds and Healing Word, since Healing Word's a bonus action and Cure Wounds is action. Since despite him protesting, I did follow him into the tent to heal him.
You really are a remarkable healer.
But it takes a bit out of me. And then I also go to the captain and I literally put my hands, which are a bit larger than normal, onto his forehead and lay hands on him. But I don't know if they'll cure retardedness.
All right.
And then
Do you
I'll
want
walk
me to go?
away.
Do you want me to go ahead and cast Cure Wounds then? And Healing Word?
Probably not.
No.
I'll end up
All
just
right.
healing myself.
Okay.
So you've succeeded in curing all of the people that you know to be sick here at Fort Vengeance. You de-escalated that rather nasty situation that you of the huge shouting match that happened. Thankfully, you had sort of made friends with you'd gotten to know a little bit two other people, the 2 lieutenants. And now the rest of the evening is yours. What would you guys like to do?
Ooh, that's
Re-
nice. Max healing.
I mean,
I like that.
Rest and continue on the way.
Yeah, Ria's just going to go to her tent that she already set up, and she's just going to curl up with little one. And she's like, I had enough of interaction for the day.
Devlin's already asleep. In his tent.
Satanta will just.
Oh, hang on.
Some,
Before I go to bed, I go ahead and light the incense between our tents.
To drive off all those
So that
buzzing
way-
insects that may or may not contain mad monkey fever.
Yep.
and Satanta plays some soothing music while everyone drifts off, and then eventually she'll drift off.
All right. Another day down.
And I will also take off my armor and bed down.
That means all of you end up with a nice long rest. And I think that will end up being it for this week, since you've finished 2 camps at this point in 1 session. And gained a
Nice.
level. So that's all good. You're level, what, 2, 3 now? What was it?
3.
Yeah.
Big 3.
'Cause I
Unless
couldn't
we
remember
just
if...
gain another level and we beat number
Nope.
4.
Nope.
Yeah.
Nope. Not just
Yeah?
yet.
Oh.
Oh.
Oh man. Then I can get more second level slots. Oh, and we have I can take a feat next level.
I'll
Cool.
take the ability score, raise up my